Hey, Charles Hoffman here from Plugin Alliance. Today, we're going to look at some unique EQ tips from pro audio engineers that you can apply to your mixes using Plugin Alliance's EQs. If any of these tips catch your interest and you want to try them yourself, you can start a free mega trial using the link below. This will give you access to all the EQs used in this video for 30 days. An EQ allows you to shape the tone and character of your audio. On a technical level, an EQ is used to boost or attenuate specific frequency ranges. But how do you know when to use an EQ? Well, if you ever catch yourself using adjectives to describe how you wish an element in your mix would or wouldn't sound, an EQ might be the solution. For example, if you're trying to make a sound warmer, punchier, shinier, or enhance another desirable tonal characteristic, there's a good chance that applying some type of EQ boost will provide a solution. If there's too much of an undesirable characteristic, you may need to apply a cut. Maybe your kick is too boomy, your snare has too much bite, or your vocal has a sharp and piercing tone. These are types of issues that you can fix by cutting with an EQ. Pay attention to the way the following engineers talk about the sounds they're working with. They're focused on the character of their mixes, and they lead with their ears. You'll also see how unique plugin features let these engineers achieve the tonal characteristics they're aiming for.
I like to use this trick, which is pretty simple. I just duplicate the kick track because I want to do some sort of like separate frequencies and figure out how to get a little bit more low, super low end, but controlled. Let's see what I do. So I got the kick. Basically what I'm doing is that I'm eliminating most of that harsh shaker thing that is happening over there. And I'm going to blend it with the kick by ear. You can hear I'm creating a lot of movement, and remember, because I already did this on my top bass, I'm certain that that space down here, I am assigning it to that second kick. So most likely they're not going to conflict with each other. You can definitely hear that low sub rumble.
The other things I like on this plugin too is I like to keep my low-end mono, because we know majority of systems that we play back on, it's either a 2.1 or a bigger system, or it's playing back in the club. We want to have that low-end mono. So at around 60 to 90 hertz, I always make sure that below there, my entire signal is mono. So the mono maker on the plugin is perfect for this as well.
So the first thing we're going to have a look at is the drum group. I got all the channels from him, but I also got this drum group. And since I've been stem mastering the stereo version before, I already knew what I want to do to the group. And I really like the mix in the group. So let's have a listen without it first. And then we're going to switch it in while it's playing. So as you can hear, there's tons of punch created, lots of sort of proximity, and I really like this structure as it imparts. We did a test against like a straight digital clean EQ, and the digital EQ sounded sort of boomy with the same settings, or it was overpowering and too loose, and this sort of brings it together. It has this, like, it's very subtle, but it still is this sort of subtle hardness that it can give on a more drastic setting like this.
The third thing about the user interface that's fantastic is the way that we can change the scale of the controls. This does a couple of things for us. It supports the idea of a little bit goes a long way and allows us to be finessed and nuanced in the changes. But it also means that we can make a big change, sweep around and find the center frequency that you want, and then reduce the scale of the change that you're making to get it more in line with what you want.
Ooh, love, I've waited on you, love, too long, you're too long, like the fuse, love. That's all that I do, love. I know it, I know it.
So you can see where I can very quickly go from this exaggerated sense of the part of the spectrum that I'm changing to something that's much more subtle and in proportion in the context of what you actually might do when you're mastering a track.
Okay, and for our keyboard bus here, we've got the AMEK 200, and the reason I switch over to this guy a lot for things like keyboards and strings, not only is it an amazing sounding EQ, but we can enter mid-side mode. Okay, and what that allows us to do, we have the left-hand side of the screen here that is EQing everything that would appear the same in both speakers. So kind of think of that, the middle, right? It just makes sense. Whereas the right-hand side becomes our far extremes, and it's only EQing the frequencies that are different between the two sides, okay? So we can EQ those differently and create just a really cool dimension of air, as well as a dimension of, carving away certain elements that maybe we want other elements of the mix to take up. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna unbypass this. And we're going to listen to just the frequency in the low mids that I'm dipping, okay? Here we go. Okay, there we go. It's not too heavy-handed. I still have plenty of room to tailor each synth individually with EQ down line, but I'm making it just a little bit better at this stage.
Don't forget, you can demo all of the EQs in this video by starting a mega trial using the link below. This will give you access to all of Plugin Alliance's products for 30 days. If this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe to the Plugin Alliance YouTube channel for more tips like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.